guys, welcome back. My name is Maddie. If you're new here, I play a few different games. Mostly I play and post Sims on YouTube, but I do like playing a few different variety games and other games like that. I also play some puzzle games and also love travel and cooking and fashion and all kinds of stuff. So today's video is basically a Sims Village build. So, and by that I mean I wanted to go in this video with a Sims Village sort of family oriented sort of shopping center and a park where, you know, maybe we have some rich Sims, some middle class Sims, and whoever else wants to live here. Basically, I just felt like I was kind of going with maybe a more upscale apartment complexes, I guess. Is that what they call them? Flats? I don't know, however you call them. But that's basically what I was going for. So in this build, I wanted them to all look a little bit different. I do like where there's a theme with the village, but today I did not want to do a theme. I just felt kind of like building however I felt today, and that's kind of how I did it. So as you can see in this build, we have a park, we have a little trail, and we have 5 buildings and a little fountain pool area with a bridge over it. So that was all the things that included in this build. So specifically for this build, I did one thing that I know a few people might not like, but I left the buildings empty because I know that if you wanted to download some gallery, it might be a lot to download the full thing. So what I did was I left them empty, and that way you can decorate them on your own if you do decide to download this in the gallery. Or if you want, I can make another video of me decorating them because I started decorating some of the buildings already, and then I can make a video about that. I already started recording it, so I just need to post the video. But if y'all would like to see that, let me know. And I would say that with this build, I know that it's already a big file, so I didn't want to put a ton of stuff. And I know some people, they like decorating, okay, the whole apartment complex or the whole flat complex, all the same thing. So I didn't want to add my own thing yet. And that gives everyone the exterior. At least with me, I know a lot of people don't like decorating exteriors, so that's kind of why I did this empty, basically. So if you did want to, you have the option to do that. For the first building, what I went with for the theme was sort of a, I don't want to say Parisian because I feel like it wasn't really like that, but that's the inspiration I was going with. It didn't really turn out like that. Sometimes how do I say this? Sometimes I start with the inspiration and then I just think about what I want, and then I'm like, actually I want this different, I want this different. So then I just go like slowly away from that. So I would say it's more Americanized, but if you guys would like to see that, I can also build a Parisian style village or apartment complexes or whatever, with some cafes and some bakeries and flower shops. I can do that. I can try it. I can try it. I may not be good at it, but I can try it. So yeah. So for this one, I started off with that kind of theme, but I ended up going with sort of a, you know, upscale village where maybe you might have a doorman that keys in a code and lets you in, that kind of thing. Very upscale, very fancy apartments, or families that want safety, all kinds of stuff like that. I don't know. It depends what you want to go with. That was my specific feel for this one. And if you're new to my channel, I like to have a storyline behind everything I build. I don't know, I feel like I build better when I have this idea of what I want to do, and I can kind of put a sim or a character towards that. And so I already have an idea, if I were to ever use this for a let's play, of how I would do it for this specific building. And yeah, so that's pretty much. And for everything I always build, I always think, how could I use this in a let's play? I haven't done any let's plays on my channel yet. In the future, I might be doing a let's play with this building, which I think might be a good one. So that's something I want to do in the future. I started getting kind of through the build, and I realized that I wanted to do something where I had a few buildings on one side and a couple buildings on the other side. And I wanted to have kind of like a town square or town center, but I started getting halfway through, and you'll see what I did later, which if you've already seen the beginning of the video, you know what I did. But I felt like it didn't look the best that I like could have done. So I started putting the benches, and I was like, oh, this is a cute look. But I felt like it wasn't enough. Like, it just looked too simple in my opinion, for at least how I was feeling that day. So at this point when I built this, so I feel like that's how it felt. Also, for the second building, I felt like maybe that building, a few people, like artists, live there. It's very artsy style. So for the third build, I did sort of a build with the garden on top, and the reason I did this is because I thought maybe they could grow their own produce, and they have a great view. When I built the park across the way, they have a great view of that. And I think that I'm actually pretty happy with the way it turned out. Maybe a few families live here. I really like it. I would probably live in that one, or the other one that's going to have the shopping center on the other side. I think those are my two favorites. If I were to be a sim and I could live there, I would live at that one or the shopping center, because I like the idea of growing my own garden in my apartment complex. Like, that is just such a cool concept. Anyway, so for the park, I kind of wanted a park where kids could go play. Also, maybe old people sit on the benches and read books. One thing I really wanted to put that I forgot to put was a table to play chess or checkers, and I think that's such a great look in the parks, but I just totally forgot to do it, and it slipped my mind, and I really wanted to. I kept telling myself, like, remind yourself, and I literally forgot. So that's the situation we're dealing with, but whatever, it doesn't even matter. So the funny thing is, I got halfway through this build, and I was at pretty much, I think, a little bit after this point when I started the next building, and my whole file, for some reason, I had saved it before I started building the garden. So everything after the garden that I built didn't save, so I had to rebuild it following my video, and I was so sad. I was like, I literally wanted to cry because it was a ton of work. And like, you can see how much work I just put into the garden, and literally none of that saved. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So if you download it from the gallery, it's pretty much the same thing, but there might be like a rock in a different like way, but it's not. It's pretty much the same thing. I really followed it to the T as best as I could. I was just so sad. I was like, oh my gosh, because it was late at night, and I was like, okay, I'm almost done with the park, and then I can finish this and do that, and it just didn't want to like do it, and I was so sad, but it's okay. So I just really wanted this garden to look very spring and luscious, and kind of have some picnic tables on the inside and the outside. Maybe a few families from the apartment complexes come here. I just thought it was a great look for it. And one thing that I wanted to do was a dog park, but I didn't want to do, or like a dog trail. I didn't want to do it right there behind it, because I just felt like it wasn't the look I was going for. So I didn't do it there, and you'll see later what I did. So when I got to the center of the little town or village, whatever you want to call it, I didn't feel like it had enough of anything. Like, I just didn't feel like it looked the way I wanted it to look. So I decided, you know what, I'll try to build a bridge. And this is my first time actually trying this. I don't know, I've never done anything like this, like trying to build something like that. But I thought it was kind of cute, and I decided to do it that way. I know there's a lot of people that build like really cool stuff, and I don't know, I can't relate. Like, my build sucks, so I wish I could build better, but I'm slowly learning more on the controls and everything. I've been building for quite a while here, but I never build things this big. So that's why I was having a little bit of a difficulty making it look very clean and orderly and styled, I guess. And I recently just posted a single dad, 4 daughters let's play. So if you liked that, it's here on my channel. Okay, so for the next one, I was kind of going for a similar style to a Parisian, like, I guess, apartment complex, but I wasn't really going specifically for that. I kind of wanted a black and white style. So that was like my inspiration, but I wasn't set to the design. Does that make sense? Like, sometimes I get inspired by stuff, but I don't stick with the design. I don't really feel like, okay, I have to go with this design. I go for that, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does work, then I'm happy with it. So this is kind of like I don't know how to describe it, like a black and white classy style, but not as light tones as the other one. And for that one, I made a little shopping center. I could see a little bakery, maybe a floral shop, and a little ice cream shop or something like that, or a little coffee shop, however, restaurant. So that's why I put it here. So if anybody would like to, re-put whatever they want in their builds, they can add that to it. And then later I'll decorate everything and post it. But I just wanted to give everyone, if you do download this in the gallery, the freedom to put whatever you want, because I feel like sometimes it's hard to, have the exterior and then have to take everything out because you don't want to bulldoze. I feel like it's a lot. So I just feel like with the thing this big, if you wanted to, it's just easier the other way, in my opinion. I don't know. correct me if I'm wrong. So for the next one, I really wanted a very similar apartment complex, maybe more like I feel like to me this almost looks like, I don't know how to say it, but like a cabin style, but not really. It's not even a cabin at all. I don't even know where I'm getting that from, but to me it kind of does look like it. I don't know why. And this one's a little bit smaller than the other ones. They're mostly like 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom apartments for the last one, because it's such a small space. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I went for. Maybe it's mostly like young Sims that are single living here, or just couples. When you build it, I would like to add the Sims that I think would live in each apartment, or at least build them in the future. That would be a cool concept. In this town square, there wasn't enough to do, so I added the little food shop, and I think it was called like gourmet food, and I thought it was perfect because it's an upscale place. And I started going through and I was like, I feel like the town square, or whatever you want to call this, village, whatever, I feel like it's missing something. So that's why I decided eventually later on to put the trail behind all the buildings, because I felt like it added that extra thing that, you know, the Sims that live here can do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys like to see anything else from me, or if you like to see me play a different game, or a let's play, or if you would like to see me build something different. Just let me know below in the comments and I can take a crack at it. If I'm good at it, I don't know, but if you want to see me try something, I can definitely try it out. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and if you do download from the gallery name is down below, and also I will be posting my Sims build on the interiors, and hopefully soon I'll be posting a few more videos, because I just built an island themed wedding venue, so hopefully I'll be posting that soon. And check out the other videos on my channel. A lot of them have either just music or voiceovers, so let me know what y'all prefer. If you prefer voiceovers, or if you prefer voiceover in camera, or if you prefer just music, I can do whatever you want. So just let me know below in the comments, or if you would like to play a different game, I can also do that too. So thanks for watching. Bye.